I think 119 people. Yeah, numbers of electors.
So now you have only.
We have only 2 people. Well, maybe we have more till later till the evening because we close at 6 o'clock. Yeah.
The Sarakunda Primary School hosted 11 polling stations. There the story regarding the electoral process was no different. Amadou Sow, second secretary at the Senegalese High Commission, said there were no problems. His message was substantiated by Atoin D. Sanyang, president of polling station number 7.
The election, it was very well organized. Like we started around 8 a.m. and some of, the Senegal citizen was coming regularly. There were not many because I guess like some didn't have much information about it.
The 150 seats in the Senegalese National Assembly are contested by 24 political parties. But at the polling stations, most of the agents present are those of the APR coalition and the PDS, which now has a breakaway coalition called Bokk Gis Gis. Modou Diop and Abib Nyor, agents of the ruling coalition Ben Bokk Yakar, are confident of victory. Also at the Serekunda Primary School, I caught up with an agent of PDS and its breakaway party, the coalition Bokk Gis Gis. The division analytically further affects the party's chances, but these agents feel that poses no threat to the party's chances, noting that in a democracy everyone is at liberty to choose freely, and that the existence of the two parties should not be a problem. The general atmosphere of the voting process was smooth and orderly, leaving the security with little to do. Unlike the presidential election, this legislative election has 24 parties who have decided to throw their hat into the election ring box. However, it is most significant for the current ruling party, that is the APR, who will want to grab the parliamentary majority required to rule Senegal easily. Modou Lamin Cisse, Grts News.
The project coordinating committee overseeing the construction of the Banjul Fisheries Jetty and Bakote Fish Market recently embarked on an assessment tour of the two sites. Modou Jallo reports the deadline for the completion of the works is inching ever closer.
Sites by members of the project coordinating committee, drawn from the Ministry of Fisheries and other stakeholders, began with a stop at the Banjul Fisheries Jetty. The $8.5 million project, funded by the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADIA, the African Development Bank, and the Gambia government, aims to increase fish production and income of fisherfolk and contribute to the improvement of nutritional standards. The project is at its final stage and has transformed the jetty into a modern facility, complete with pontoon bridges for the handling of fish boats and water and fuel storage facilities. An official of CSE, who are the contractors, took the PCC members on a conducted tour of the facility and assured them that the project will be handed over by July 3rd. Committee members were impressed with the standards of the works and thanked the contractors for a job well done.
To have the opportunity to come here today and see this impressive and also very magnificent structure here, built for the country, especially for the fishing industry, we are very much pleased with that, and we appreciate it so much. And the PCC in general, we are very, very impressed with the standard of the job and the quality of the job as well. And the fishing industry as well, I speak on their behalf, and I know that everybody who are here or who see this project will be impressed.
The Banjul Fisheries Jetty will be managed by the Gambia Ports Authority with the support of the Fisheries Department, the Gambia Navy, Customs and Immigration Department. It will significantly boost the sustainable exploitation of fish resources, increase foreign exchange earnings, provide employment and contribute to improved food security. From Banjul, the PCC drove to Bakote, where a $3.35 million fish market is being constructed by Guangxi International, a Chinese construction company. Construction works are more than 90% complete, with all the structures finished. According to the contractors, their works have been hampered by the rains, which have made the ground waterlogged, forcing the vehicles and other heavy machinery to be grounded, at least temporarily. This has also delayed the handing over of the project, which has now been pushed to the end of July.
We will do our best. But if there is, and I will be frank with all of you, I cannot compact the roads while the rain is coming, because no way. So our works now depends on the weather a little bit, and let us to say 80% at us. From our side, we promise, and the contractor, as I know, he doing his effort now, and he pressing on himself, and we are pressing on him. And thanks for Peter, 24 hours over our heads, because following us, asking all the time. That's a short summary about our work.
Committee members were talking around the facility where they inspected the cold rooms where ice is produced and the market stalls fitted with water, electricity and drains. The back of the fish market, once completed, will be managed by the Carnival Municipal Council. The BCC committee expressed satisfaction with the ongoing works and thanked the contractors, consultants and community for their hard work and patience. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
A three-day media training on disaster risk reduction jointly organized by the African Union and ECOWAS ended Friday in the Senegalese capital Dakar. Experts say more than 1.7 billion people died of disaster during the past decade, and out of the 2.4 billion affected worldwide. Mama J was in Dakar and this is her report.
Disasters in Africa are increasing in frequency, and the adversity of impact is compounding the challenges to sustainable development and undermining Africa's prospects of achieving the MDGs. In an effort to address issues of disaster comprehensively, the African Union Commission, ECOWAS, and the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, in collaboration with other partner agencies, have been working closely to seek ways to providing strategic guidance and directions to mainstream disaster risk reduction to sustainable development plannings and process. Experts define disaster risk reduction as a concept and practice of reducing disaster risk through systematic efforts to analyze and reduce the causal factors of disasters. Disaster risk reduction includes measures like disaster management, mitigation, and preparedness. It also seeks to reduce the damage caused by natural hazards such as earthquakes, floods, droughts, and cyclones through an ethic of prevention. Speaking at the opening ceremony, the head of the Disaster Risk Reduction Division at the ECOWAS Commission, Mohamed Ibrahim, hailed the initiative of bringing together media practitioners from across the continent to enhance their skills on disaster risk reduction issues. He reiterated ECOWAS Commission's commitment to support member states to promoting development and integration as well as peace and security in the region. The Policy Officer, Forestry and Sustainable Land Management at the African Union, Almami Damfa, underscored the importance of the training he hopes will continue to strengthen the capacities of journalists on DRR. Declaring the three-day forum open, the Director, Civil Protection at Senegal's Ministry of the Interior, Amadou Ganar Diop, said it is important to build the capacities of journalists since disasters continue to increase in our region. He hoped that participants will continue to report responsibly on issues relating to disaster risk reduction. The media officer at the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Risk Reduction, Sarah Wakasa, said more lives will be at risk in future if people continue to live unsettled in disaster-prone areas, adding that the trend shows a constant increase of over 10,000 deaths as a result of tsunami, cyclone, and earthquakes. Ms. Wakasa further revealed that coastal floodings are expected to increase rapidly due to sea level rise and weakening of coastal ecosystems such as coral reef impact by sea temperature rise. It is believed that in order to reduce disasters in the continent, measures have to be designed to protect livelihoods and individuals for the impact of hazards through mitigation and preparedness. In the Gambia, the government established the National Disaster Management Agency to plan and coordinate the implementation as well as monitor all activities relating to disaster risk reduction programs in the country. The Gambia has been challenged mainly by natural and man-made disasters such as floods and fire outbreaks. However, government has now shifted focus on disaster risk reduction and preparedness rather than relief rehabilitation in line with the Hugo Framework for Action. Officials further believe that disaster risk reduction should be integrated into our national policies and planning strategies for sustainable development. Mama J, GRTS.
We now take our first break. The news continues right after.
What's your AfriCell number?
773.
What's your mobile number?
735.
What's your AfriCell number?
746.
What's your number?
My number is 215.